Well, good day, all. Ira Epstein of Linn and Associates with your metal market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the 14th of April. And normally it'd be tax day coming up, right? It isn't right now, I guess. But the 14th of April, Wednesday, 2021. And I'm doing this a bit earlier in the 435, 440 range. Gold down $11, silver up 10 cents. So we've seen a switch happening there. There's other switches going on today too. You're starting to see the Russell come out of the downtrend, the minor one that it had. You're seeing some of the other stock indices backing off, but we have a lot of data coming out over the next 2 days. You get your jobless claims tomorrow, retail sales are coming out, we're getting other production estimates, capacity utilization. We have a lot of things coming out. So there's plenty of data to keep you going. Energy's caught on fire today. The IEA came out and they said that they think that demand going forward is going to be an increase of 250,000 barrels a day. OPEC had said only 100,000 barrels a day. That's 2.5 times what OPEC said, and that's a pretty big number. And the market liked that because people are just saying life is going to get back to normal. I know the setback on the Johnson & Johnson, but I'm going to repeat what I said. It's 7 people. AstraZeneca, slightly different creature. Denmark today said they're not going to use that anymore. That could be a trend. You got to be careful of that one. The weekly area chart of closes. You're still under it in gold, so you still should have an overall bearish bias. You can see how the market is now distributing itself right through here. I'm going to repeat. I had John, I'm not going to give his last name, one of my clients, calling in and asking me, well, what makes up a head and shoulder and the rest? And I sent him Google things. I don't want to teach you chart patterns. I don't believe in chart patterns. I can put 10 people in a room. You're going to get many different parts to it. You won't get that on moving averages. Swing lines, I wrote the study. 10 people. If I'm the only one right, I'm the right one. I know what I'm saying on it. This, the way that I was taught in charting, is an interesting pattern because you can make up your mind. That could be a head, that's a shoulder, and a shoulder. It takes more than 3 or 4 days to make a shoulder. This has got distribution. I don't know if it's going to do that. If it does, here's the simple method. You take the high to the low. What is that difference? Add it back to this to get a count. That's all. Do I believe in head and shoulders? It gives me a count. Would I trade off of it as a trader teaching you to trade? No. Can I be any clearer? It's nice to look at because so many people do. There are better things, I think, to trade off of. When you're looking at the swing lines, they're telling you there's no trend. And all that mess, this looks very different than you did on that chart. You have a higher high and a lower low. End of discussion. That's not a trend. Where's the market fighting the battle? Have I not told you I thought it was going to be at this line in the sand? And what else have we talked about? As that's occurring, the Bollinger Bands have been wrapping their arms around the market. Look at all this sideways action. You want to talk a psychiatry trade? Why didn't it follow through? Why didn't it follow through? Because you're fighting the Bollinger Band. And if you don't understand Bollinger Band, go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. Go under education. Take a look at the enhanced Bollinger Band course. You will learn things that other people don't know. I'm assuming you have a working knowledge of Bollinger Bands. This is like your master's degree course in it. That's what I tried to create. Not for the guy that has no idea what they are. It takes you to the next level. All right, so where do I think we're at in gold? Nowhere. I think you're neutral here. And when you add momentum in an overbought condition, whatever it does, it's going to do. I won't be there with it. The gold-silver ratio. We had talked, was the market going to fight? Well, now you're for the first time back under. Now, just poking your head back under this 18-day moving average is nice, but it doesn't mean we've set the trend in place. It's the beginning of it. When you come to the silver market, I've told you that I thought it's going to have layers to fight with. The 200-day average in gray, the 18-day average, and if it can clear that, then the 100. What's the chart pattern? Not good. You have a higher high, lower low. What about momentum? Overbought. You could get up into these areas and you could fail here and just pull back. It's still not an attractive setup. Copper, did I not say I thought you were just going to spin wheels? I have heard during this spinning time, so many people come out now, they're bearish copper. I have a hard time being bearish a metal, any metal, when if the whole world's economy is going to come back online, this is probably one of the most used metals in the world. I'll let them do that. I think the fundamentals are for the market. Let's assume I don't know that, because I'm not a fundamental trader. I'm nothing here. I don't care. So it's nice to have an opinion. Let me tell you what it's worth. Throw it up, hit the coin away. That's what my opinion is worth. My chart knowledge, I'll put my money on that differently. In the platinum market, oversold. You've made a recent lower low, higher high. You're really stuck in the Bollinger Bands. You're not trending at this point in time. Okay. Palladium market. I said you're knocking on the door of all-time highs, but you are overbought. You're in a key resistance area. It's the strongest of the metals at this point because it is trending. It's got upside bias. It's overbought, and it's at a key resistance. Is it going to develop sideways action against that? If it does, and that becomes a consolidation area, unless all the metals are going to go in the toilet, unless auto production really falls off. If auto production gets those chips, do you think this is going to be a market in demand? Something for you to think about. You know it's used in catalytic converters in a big way. In the dollar index, if you knew nothing else and you walked into my den, you came in there, what would I tell you if you hit the lower Bollinger Band? That is where pros take money off the table. You're oversold, you're not in a trend here. The market did fail, looking back, on the crossover of the 200-day under the 18, but so what? The real whipsaw is what does the 18 do in relation to it? And you're not over it, you're under. So I'm looking for the market down right here. What am I also looking for? Via an oversold condition? Could be an exhaustion at that 91.53 zone. If not there, probably closer to 9100. Downtrend? Yeah. Bias down? Oh yeah. But oversold and approaching a first major support level. Last, Ethereum. So today, Coinbase comes out, and if you watch the trade, yesterday it was supposed to be priced at $250. This morning, $350, then $355, then $380. I mean, it was pretty wild what was going on. It got over $400 in a trade, and then came right back into the low threes. Does it mean anything? No. It's the first day of pricing. It's got a ways to go. It's going to be volatile as can be. But if it didn't stay up real strong, it was going to carry some of these with it because they're all tied together. You know, even Tesla to a degree ties itself to this because they believe in these things so much. So we'll see. But to me, it was a successful launch of it. Why? So yesterday was 250. It's still over 300 now. That's my view on it, but we'll see what goes on. Needed to trade a while. But this is still bullish. You got an embedded reading. You're failing at the upper Bollinger Band. No surprise. You should be pulling back, and what do I think the pros are going to do? I think they're going to buy this contract. You know, we talk about a lot of these things in our market research. If you haven't seen it, you want to. And all you need to do is go to our website, under free offers, sign up for what you want there. We'll put you on the trials. You can see what we, as commodity people, write about. Now, there's a staff of people I have worked with. I know some of these people many decades. None of us are youngsters, okay? We've got years with us, and I think that's what makes us different than these young guys that come on. We actually do know the fundamentals. We know the charts. We've been through bull markets, bear markets. You might want to look at this, be it futures or options on futures. Give yourself a try at it. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day.